Welcome to the Stratford Cash Podcast. Here are your hosts,
Thank you, George.
Oh, and welcome everyone. Often impersonated, rarely replicated, and never ever duplicated. It's the Stratford Cash Podcast.
That's right. Stratford Cash is not just a clever name. So please subscribe, donate,
Generously.
give all you possibly can.
Yes. As always, we are your co-hosts. I am Jay.
And I am Lair.
Yes,
not Lair and Jay.
No, Jay and Lair.
Jay and Lair.
Stratford Cash.
Stratford Cash is who we is.
Yes, and we would like to welcome you and wish everyone the longest total lunar eclipse full moon of the year.
Is that tonight?
That is. It showcases a blood moon for most of the Eastern Hemisphere.
Well, wait, isn't it a full moon tonight?
It is a blood full moon. It will be the longest total lunar eclipse of the century, my friend. Of the century.
Really?
Yes. And coincidentally, Mars will also be its brightest tonight, Friday night, closest to Earth, Monday, Tuesday. But it will be very bright. So we're going to have two red objects in our night sky this evening.
Tonight.
Yes, tonight.
This is going to be thrilling.
Time. Yes, so happy full moon, everyone.
I can feel the cosmic forces beginning to align already.
I feel like howling about it right now. Yeah.
Howling. Well, the chickens seem to be a little nervous.
The chickens are restless. I agree. Well, maybe because due to the weather forecast, our Stratford Cash weather forecast for today, please, if you will, Lair, tell us what's it looking like out there.
Well, Jay, it seems kind of smoky and bad
Again.
Yes,
as usual.
Just not good.
Just outside of Stratford Cash headquarters, it sucks again. Don't go out there, folks.
Stay inside.
Air quality,
and breathe.
Garbage. The sunsets are nice. They have been nice.
They have been beautiful.
But it's a big price to pay for not being able to breathe outside. If I feel or sound a little congested, I apologize. I've noticed a trend here. Just about every time we do the Stratford Cash weather forecast, it sucks out there. We don't live in Kansas, so it just don't make no sense.
Well, it could be worse.
It could always be worse. This is true.
If we were in Kansas, we might be blown away.
Oh, that's true. This is that time of year, right?
Yeah.
When we learn full well that God does not like trailer parks or the Midwest. He just comes in, just wipes them all out,
away, so they all have to start all over again every time. Yeah, that's the way it is.
It's like those fires up in the in the mountains there.
That's why it seems so smoky, I think.
Yeah, I think there's a ginormous fire all over the mountains of California yet again. No shocker there. If you've lived here for any length of time, it seems like deja vu all over again.
That reminds me, are we going to go tell tales from the road?
Man. Yes, we have got some good things planned for this podcast, unlike that last podcast, which I apologize for. That one sucked. But this one's going to be great, man.
What? What?
Yeah. Well, you were good.
No.
My nephew, he
was not that bad, okay? Although
compared to this one, this is the mother of all podcasts coming up here.
Well,
I got a good feeling about this one.
I think you should be a little more cautious about that. We have other things coming up on during the course of the show tonight.
We do. We've already taped, if you will, our interview with our feature from last podcast. If you folks remember, if you were keeping score at home, we featured our promoter, our local guy in the sky, making things happen, Marty Taters, and we got an interview with him,
Yep.
and I thought that went really well.
It was very good.
Yeah,
He's a very deep guy.
Yeah,
You know?
and a good interview, right?
He really was a good interview.
Yeah, so we have that coming up.
Yep.
Tales from the Road.
Tales from the Road. Don't forget, we have a traffic report coming in too.
Of course.
And letters.
Yeah, we have fan email is where, as well as I think a viewer mail, a couple viewer mails. We're hearing back from some of the same familiar strangers. I think the boys in the booth say that we do have a phone call lined up for just a little later in the podcast, as well a return caller.
A return
Our first
caller.
return caller.
Our first
return
ever return
Yes,
caller.
yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, we're getting the thumbs up. This guy's on standby.
Last time it wasn't that bad. We got a return caller.
A return caller. So, and then, thank you very much. We do have quite a few more fan emails. I actually had to sift through and try to pick just the best ones so we wouldn't, fill up an entire podcast with fan emails. Yeah, we had more than a handful.
Could. See? I mean, it could. We have to be getting better. I think someone said we didn't suck quite as bad as we used to.
Yeah, who was
last time?
I'll figure
I
it
can't
out.
remember who it was, but somebody said we didn't suck as bad as we used to.
Yeah.
So
and
that was last time.
Right.
So I mean, that was pretty good, I thought. Okay.
Yep, I thought so.
So maybe who knows? Maybe we have some more positive email coming in. But in the meantime,
we have music. Don't forget. Don't we have semi-live music for you?
Yeah, we even have a song with Marty Taters.
Exactly right. Yeah, backing up the Taters, playing an original. We'll have that as well as his interview coming up a little later in the podcast. See, so that's why I'm so jazzed about this podcast. We got a lot of good things going on here.
Well, I think we should check in with the guys in the booth and see about that phone call that's coming in and see what else we can get. Wait.
What's that?
He just gave us the finger.
Oh man, no, I didn't catch it that time. Those guys hate us.
Yeah. How do you like that?
I don't know, man.
I'm trying to pay him a compliment.
So moving right along to our next segment, Tales from the Road.
Yeah, this smoky weather is reminding me of a trip we took to Reno.
Reno, Nevada.
One summer.
Is it Nevada or Nevada?
It's Nevada.
Nevada. Okay.
Yeah, I heard a dispute about that a while back, and the residents prefer Nevada.
Gotcha. Yes, I remember this gig that you speak of at the Peppermill Casino Ballroom, if I remember, yes? It was Africa hot, too.
And it was stifling. And we drove up the mountain,
Donner Pass.
hoping that once we got over the mountaintop, everything would be fine. And true, we drove over the pass and into the crystal clean air like you opened a door and stepped through. It's like a wall.
It was
right
still
behind
hot.
us.
It was still hot.
Only to find it was even hotter there.
It was high desert hot. Just a different kind of heat.
Yeah, but hot. And we got there, and it was just a terrible gig.
Not so bad. It would have been nice if everyone hadn't left right before we started playing.
Yeah.
That was
There
weird.
were 10 people.
10.
Yeah,
I counted 11.
Yeah, they did outnumber us.
And they were line dancing, remember?
Yeah, in this giant empty ballroom.
Yeah, big ballroom.
And it was outside, it was just hot.
Got that right. So, there you have it.
Tales from the Road, tale number 1.
Moving right along, the Stratford Cash traffic report. Lair, how's it looking up there?
Let me see. Let me just look out the window here, Jay, and the traffic is, it's not that bad today. There's hardly anybody out here.
Huh, on a full moon, no less.
That's probably because of the blood moon.
People are afraid to go out, you think?
You betcha.
Huh.
You betcha. They're scared.
Yeah, it wasn't bad on the way
Chickens
over
are
here.
nervous, too.
Maybe that's what they're so nervous about the whole Mars lunar eclipse. Here at the Strat for Cash podcast, you remember last time we were talking about the bigger man. This Strat for Cash, deep thought for the day.
Yes.
2 wrongs don't make a right, but 3 rights do make a left. That's deep, huh?
That's extremely deep. Yes, and I do follow.
Yeah.
I do understand exactly what you're saying.
Oh, maybe we should get the business end of things worked out. Should you want to read the ads?
The ads?
Right, yeah. Yeah. Do the reads, and then you were going to do that,
Just a second. I'll have to check with the guy. Oh, yeah, we got one here.
Hey, cool.
It says, let me read this. Do you need help? Are things so bad that you don't know where to turn? Have no fear. Help is on the way. Oh, wait. It's the Goldstein brothers.
Our lawyers?
Yeah, it's our lawyers.
Our lawyers are advertising. Wait.
They're advertising on our show.
Probably because they feel bad that we didn't have any advertisers last time, and
guess.
apparently we don't have any real advertisers this time either.
I guess not.
The brothers Goldstein. God bless their hearts.
Yep, good guys, both of them.
I feel bad now.
I do too.
Buying advertising time like
Ira,
that.
anytime you want to advertise on the show, you guys, you get it free.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, don't worry. Don't worry. We love you guys.
They are on retainer, though.
Well, maybe we should go to the Taters interview.
Good idea.
Well, things are exciting here at the Chicken Palace this week. We have a new neighbor, and the chickens are nervous. But our guest this week is someone that we actually referred to last week as a entrepreneur, impresario, and such stuff as that. And he's here in the studio with us here at the Chicken Palace tonight, live. Can I please introduce you all to Mr. Marty Taters?
Hey, Marty.
Hey, hello. How y'all doing?
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing okay. Yeah.
Good. Say, I've always wondered, Marty, why do they call you Taters?
It's a nickname, junior high school nickname. Yeah.
Do you remember who gave it to you?
Actually, they gave it to my sister. They teased her so.
And she gave it to you?
Well, I took it.
You took it?
Yeah.
Okay.
She wanted me to straighten them out outside the gate, kind of meet them and punch their face if they didn't, quit calling her that.
Uh-huh.
And they were all my friends, so it's like, okay. So we compromised. I took the Tater name.
Oh, wait. That's not your real last name?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't?
No, I didn't. I thought that was his
I've
real
known
name.
that for a long time now.
Well, I'm glad we straightened that out in the podcast. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, good thinking. Hey, Marty, I've always wondered, what is your position on the role of government in supporting innovation in the field of biotech engineering?
I'm glad you asked me that. Well, recent research, I think, has shown that empirical evidence for the globalization of corporate innovation is very limited, and as a corollary to the market for technologies is shrinking. As a world leader, it's important for America to provide a systematic research grants for our scientists. I believe strongly there will always be a need for us to have a well-articulated innovation policy with emphasis on human resource development.
I agree.
It's very, very deep.
Yeah. Hey, what is your favorite ice cream?
Vanilla.
Vanilla.
Yeah, the bean, man. I hate the coffee bean, but I like the vanilla.
So, Marty, Blair and I talk about it a lot, and I'd really be curious to get your take on what the state of the music scene in the greater surrounding Sacramento area. What's your take on that? You're knee deep in it. You're promoting shows. You're playing in shows. You're putting together shows all the time. What would you say the status is? Is it better? Is it worse? Is it getting better? Does it exist at all?
It's in different levels. It depends what level you're at in it. It's for really, if you just want to do just that for a living, you really got to be a dedicated person and willing to sleep on couches when you go on tour and hit your friends up in the beach and all that, because most of the guys that do that are young. An old guy to go do that, I mean, it's probably suicide.
Right, yeah, to support your musical habit.
Yeah, and it's got to be, he's got to have, something to put away. With the youngster, they're not looking anything past for today. But I think it's getting better for everyone all the way around, because some venues have left, but there's other venues now that are popping up and they're paying decent money. It just depends what you have. You have to be able to have a really good product out there.
How long have you been hosting? Now you're involved in more than just a couple of open mics, aren't you?
Yeah, I do one at the Cafe Colonial, and that's only once the third Thursday of the month. It's a really good one. It's a great venue. Matt is a great guy. The crew there is great. Got kind of a little following going.
Gotcha. That's the Colonial Cafe on Stockton.
Yeah, Stockton and like 10th.
Between 14th and Broadway, right?
Yep.
And then tell us a little bit about Cupro's.
Oh, Cupro's is one of my favorites.
Cupro, they're on 21st and K?
Yeah, I took that over. Same thing.
Capital.
Capital and L, yeah.
Oh, I misread that.
Yeah, it's it's an old mansion that they moved there. There used to be a different mansion there that they tore down, and then they moved that one there. When I was young, they moved that one there, and it became Cheap Thrills.
Oh, yeah.
A clothing store.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, me and Lair co-host the Tuesday night at Cupro's, and it's really jumping. We get good talent that comes through there. Once in a while, we'll get even a comedian. I'm not really big on the comedians. I only have one slot for them, and I limit their time because I want it to be musical.
Who I am a fan of is Jimi Hendrix, and you told me the funniest story, not necessarily about Jimi Hendrix, but his bass player. Would you mind, for the sake of the Strat for Cash podcast, retelling that story? Cal
Expo, he was playing in the horse track, and somehow I had weaseled passes to get on the side of the stage and back to see him get on the stage. And I had my girlfriend, later on became my wife, Pamela, and I had her first on my shoulders, and then I bent down, I let her off my shoulders as they were getting out of the thing, and we were trying to see Hendrix. I told her, here, I had to let her down. I said, if you want to see Hendrix, you let her off my shoulders. I let her down. Billy Cox got out of the limo on the wrong side and cracked her right in the head as I was setting her down on the ground.
Because he gets out with his guitar.
Yeah, he got his bass. He had his bass with him, and he put his bass out first, and then he slid a leg out. Well, when he stuck his bass out the limo, it just perfect timing. I'm setting her down so she can see. Whack! It hit her in the head.
Right. But you were saying he couldn't have been a nicer guy about it.
Oh no, he apologized. Hendrix and everyone. Hendrix went and kissed some girl, grabbed some girl, kissed her, and went on the stage. And he came over and he's all apologetic. She had a big old knot on her head. And she was like, "Oh no, I'm all right," And I was like, "This hematoma is just growing on her head."
Yeah,
and he's going, "Oh, I'm so sorry." He's looking at it and doom.
Yeah, concussion before people have concussions.
Yeah, that was the last time. I think Hendrix passed away shortly after that show.
Man, I wouldn't have.
What a bummer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had it on the horse track at the. Yeah, it's kind of crazy because years later I landed up doing shows on that same horse track.
The Cal Expo horse track.
Yeah. What was that? Don't you fade away, don't you fade away, girl, don't fade away.
to go. Hey girl, what you doing after this class? We'll go to the quad, yeah, we'll chat on the grass. She said, yeah, all her friends gotta come. My lucky day, go ahead and bring them, but don't you fade away. Don't you fade away. Don't you fade away. Girl, don't fade away. Hey girl, what you doing after this class? Go to the quad, yeah, we'll chat on the grass. She said, yeah, but all her friends gotta come. My lucky day, go ahead and bring them, but don't you fade away. Don't you fade away. Don't you fade away. Girl, don't fade away. Heart said yes, my brain said whoa. Across the room, I still had to go. Well, it's my luck, you see. I found a girl who likes a fool like me. Don't you fade away. Don't you fade away. Girl, don't fade away. Don't you fade away. Don't you fade.
The chickens are
That
restless.
was fricassee.
Yeah.
The chickens are restless.
Either way, it's just that.
Oh, yeah. See? Right
There you go. There you go.
Chickens heard talking, man.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank
Strap Cash podcast number 6. And we're back.
So that was our interview and our session with Marty Taters.
Thank you, Marty, once again for participating, being interviewed, and playing the original Fade Away.
Which is off of his CD. What's next on our list for today's show, Jay?
Once again, we'd like to take some time out and say thank you to somebody that means a lot to us here in Strap for Cash. And we talked a little bit about him on the last podcast. I believe we just had mentioned that he was extremely gifted, a percussionist, and not just a musician. He's also putting together shows of his own. We'll talk about that here in a second. But this week, we would like to talk about our good friend Tommy Garcia, otherwise known to the fellas in the musical community as Tommy G.
Tommy G.
Tommy G, a truly gifted percussion musician, and he has worked with us on, I believe, just about 90% of everything that we've recorded.
Probably,
he has been gracious enough to take what we have done and sometimes at his own studio recording place, sometimes he'll come to us, but we've been able to be fortunate enough to give him the mostly completed tracks, and what he comes up with on his end, musically speaking, he will layer certain percussion instruments, and I've seen him, do it at the time, and I gotta admit I don't quite hear what he's doing, and then when it all gets put together, it continues to blow my mind. But not just in the recording studio, he has sat in with us more times than I can remember on multiple stages over the years. Has traveled with us multiple times, both he and his brother. I remember he even got his brother
Dominic.
Dominic a few gigs, I think it was, just when we needed a drummer to fill in. So he has been implemental in the Sacramento music scene, putting musicians together. Some guys on the Deftones, I believe, owe Tommy G a big thank you. I believe that our own gigs over the years. No matter what band we were playing with at the time, Tommy has always been the guy to talk to, the guy who can hook you up with somebody else. He knows everybody in town. One of the few people we actually know on a personal level that grew up and is actually local around here. Seems like so much of us came to this area from somewhere else, but he is
he is
a local guy.
There's so few of them around anymore, it seems.
Yeah, but thank you, Tommy G, for everything that you've done for the old bands, the old projects, the new projects, and we hope to work with you soon at the Lebowski Fiesta Part 2. Yeah, Larry. Yeah, that's going to be exciting, man. Yeah, there is a Lebowski Fiesta
in the works.
2.0 in the works. Yeah, Tommy G is putting together on his end, so I'm extremely excited to put that out there that it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time before we can put the Lebowski Fiesta back on again, give the people what they want, which is great music, the Big Lebowski movie, and more White Russians you can shake a stick at.
Oh yeah. And don't forget the bowling.
Oh, the bowling. Absolutely
bowling.
Cannot have a Lebowski party without bowling.
Bowling. Gotta have
there should be bowling. There should be, if it was anything like there was last time, we had a costume contest, which just killed. It was so cool.
It was. That was good.
Yeah, I remember Jesus was there. We had
I remember some of the ladies.
Yeah, a woman dressed as a White Russian. I think she won.
I think she did.
The bowling trophy.
Yes, she did.
If memory serves.
It was quite a costume.
Lebowski Fiesta 2.0 coming up.
If you're a fan, look for it.
Even if you're not a fan, tell a fan. I'm sure there's one in your life. You'd be surprised.
Somewhere.
So thank you, Tommy G. Oh, okay. Yeah, the good news is that he left a message.
Oh, he did?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Superfly 69 left a message. No, I'm sorry. Lock Dog in the house.
Lock Dog
71 left a message.
Lock Dog 71 in the house.
All right. Can you guys, can you round it in here so we can listen to it?
There's that finger again. What the hell?
All right. So that's a yes.
What did we ever do to you?
I don't know. Okay, so here we go. Lock Dog in the house, 71. What did you have to say?
It's Loke Dog in the house, you motherfucker. I said Loke Dog. Now I understand that y'all don't know what you're doing up there, but we down here in Repressive, we want to hear some funky stuff. You said you would try to get that to us, but so far you sons of bitches haven't done a damn thing we asked you. So the least you can do is get my name right. It's Loke Dog, not Lock Dog. Lock. I don't know where you get this Lock Dog from. Anyway, it's Loke Dog. And the boys here are a little upset over the fact that you claim not to know where Repressa is. What's wrong with you? Seems like your partner might know, but you don't seem to know. Anyway, we want to hear some funky stuff too, and I got them all to turn their phones down, cause that was what the weird noise was last time. So get it right. Slope Dog, motherfucker. Dog in motherfucking house.
Wow. I guess that was a pretty interesting voicemail. Glad the guys had time to screen it before we aired it.
Yeah, me too. I'm really glad about that.
I think he's a little upset.
Not at you.
So, Loke Dog, we appreciate you checking back in, and trust me, what's coming up will get funkier. Loke Dog. And like I say, Jay and I do appreciate that. And fellas, keep the faith. What can I say?
Hey.
On your sabbatical, just keep the faith, boys.
Speaking of, we have a revision to our viewer mail. This is a viewer mail for the vision impaired. Yeah, because we don't want to leave anybody out.
Right.
Right. So this is viewer mail for the vision impaired.
For the vision impaired.
Right. And this week it is, says, what does it say? I feel like the vision impaired. Why do you think the British like your music so much? Why do you think that? Right. Yeah, because of the Spotify thing, you can see who and where all of the music.
Well, I really don't understand it, except maybe the Brits are a little more open-minded musically.
I think those guys like to rock, man. I think that's what it is.
Probably. Well, but the Groove Factor is not really a rock song, but I think they like the groove as well as rock.
You think that's what it is?
Yeah, I think that's why so many people there appreciate it, because they are spread out across the countryside.
Yeah, I gotta say, Nwanda 5 at Juno? Juno?
Nwanda,
NWA, Nwanda 5 at Juno. Yeah, I saw that too, because I just recently looked at, where our music seems to be, more popular. Because Spotify has a really cool breakdown, and anybody can see it if you want to see where your favorite artist is selling the most and doing the best. They've got it kind of broken down internationally. But yeah, I agree. I wonder why those guys, and it's all over. Like, I thought it would be, kind of centrally located. If all of a sudden British people liked our music, it would be like one part of Britain, but it turns out that no, it's all over the place.
Yeah, it seems to be all over the countryside instead of just being localized. And it would seem that there are independent viewers and listeners, according to Spotify anyway, in a very large number of countries. It's strange. I think there was like 15 countries or 20 countries that our music is being listened to.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's nice to know, but
well, the internet distribution, it's international now, and it's easier to get your music distributed, at least, or available, than it ever has been, and that's kind of cool to see. But that is also true for just about everybody that wants to put something out there.
I guess
there is so much.
But I'm glad you asked that question, Lawanda. Thank you, and please keep them coming.
Okay, this is just a fan email. Look who's back. Captain Morgan Freeman. I think that's such a great name. Captain Morgan Freeman 22.
Okay.
This is the guy who said that we didn't
suck as bad as we used to.
Yeah.
It's nice to hear from you again, Captain.
Yeah. He says, I saw you guys at the Colonial Thursday night.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And although you guys sucked, you guys didn't suck as bad as the last time I saw you guys play. That's such a backhanded compliment. Thank you, I think, Captain Morgan Freeman, number 22.
I think.
I wish I knew who you were out in the crowd there at the Colonial.
You were too.
I'm going to keep my eyes open now that I know you drink there.
With the spiked hair.
Oh, that's right, because it was punk rocker night at the Colonial.
The Colonial. So I'm wondering, are you a secret punk rocker? Is that why you keep saying we suck?
I don't know.
Yeah,
there you go.
I thought we did suck that night myself, but
we agree, Cap Morgan Freeman. We did suck that night. It's not all going to be top shelf. Every single performance can't be
every single time, man. It's really
knock
hard.
it out of the park. Jeez, we're doing the best we can. We even practiced for that one. I shaved my face for that gig. I think
I didn't.
Thursday. No,
I did not.
But you don't. But you don't
face,
usually.
I don't.
But you wore a
usually
nice shirt.
I did wear a nice shirt.
And I thought that hat looked cool.
The hat was a new hat. That was a new hat that I found.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Hey, here's another.
At the thrift store.
This is not a fan email. This is just an email.
Okay.
From, am I reading this right? It said, like 43 ninjas.
Like 43 ninjas.
You know what it is?
No.
I bet. Okay, so you know how there's a lot of gamers out there, especially online?
Uh-huh.
There's these games where you can just walk around killing people, and if your avatar video gamer type guy gets shot by this other gamer's avatar guy, it says you've been killed by, and then it gives your username. So this guy's username is like 43 ninjas. So if he kills you, you've been killed by like 43 ninjas. I'll bet you that's why. Anyways, he writes, why are your faces covered in all of your pictures and the video online? Are you burned by acid or something? Oh, is our faces been burned by acid or something? That's why they would be covered. That's a good question.
That's a really good
requiring
question.
A good answer.
And
somebody should write a song about it.
That's the name of an upcoming song that we're going to be releasing later on the Same Familiar Strangers LP.
Ooh, work that one in. That was interesting.
Yeah, shameless plug.
Shameless, man.
Got to get it. Keep them interested some kind of way.
That's impressive. I'll be honest with you. I think that if you wanna see what our face is like, come out to the gig. Come check us out. See what we look like.
When we're off stage.
Or on stage, either
or
way.
Sometimes on stage. Although the bright lights do get me sometimes. But once in a while, I like to play blind.
True.
So, come on out. We're here.
Keep Cap Morgan Freeman busy. Talking trash.
I think I want to say thanks again to Captain Morgan Freeman 22 for his rousing support.
Rousing. Thank you for noticing, because you're probably the only person that has even commented that video. If you watch it closely, you don't see our faces. There's not one really good shot of either one of us throughout that entire five-minute video, which was no easy task, keeping our faces kind of out of a music video when there's only two people really. So clever, good eye there, like 43 ninjas. But if you want to see what we look like, come see us live. Check the website. Anyway,
subscribe.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
And Spotify. There you go. Follow us on Spotify, and it'll tell you where we're playing.
Yeah.
And come see what we look like in person.
Yep.
Larry will give you a French fry. Okay. This one's from Sneaky Pete 11.
Sneaky Pete 11.
Sneaky Pete _ the word 11 says, did you have to pay your nephew to like your music? Or was that not scripted?
What?
Dang, Sneaky
He's
Pete.
5.
Sneaky Pete.
You can't pay a 5-year-old. It's against the law.
That was actually not scripted. That was my brother doing the interview, which is why he might have sounded a little bit like me. But no, he was gracious enough to interview my nephew for me, and he kept that was all him right there. He kept the song that he was listening to a complete secret from him until obviously the big reveal moment there at the end. But that was unscripted. We did not pay him. I did not bribe him. I did not give him an ice cream cone incentive or whatever you want to call it. That was truly.
Neither did I.
That was nonfiction. That was straight up real, as the kids say.
I haven't seen him since he was 2.
There you go.
So I couldn't have bribed him or given him anything. He can't even remember me.
So thank you for your candor, sir.
Appreciate
Sneaky
it.
Pete 11.
Appreciate it. But no, he isn't paid.
No. This last one from
Oh, wait. Isn't he? But your nephew is going to become a roving reporter for us someday soon, right?
Yes, we mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, that's right. I thought so.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be our because you need to have the kids who've got their ear in the street,
so to speak.
Right, and we need, the children are our future, so you teach them well and you let them guide the way,
so to speak.
Right, so we've got
teach your children well.
Right. This last one is from Jedi Masturbator 89.
Wait. What?
Jedi Masturbator. You got me there because it's Jedi Master hyphen and then the next line says Bader 89. Jedi Masturbator 89. That's hard to say.
That's pretty hard.
That's clever.
Jedi Master.
That's funny.
Bader.
Okay. If you guys play all the instruments on your album, who records and mixes all the new music that you guys have been releasing? And then ellipsis ... And why does it take you guys so long?
Oh, well.
All right. Okay, wait. This is a multi-parter, so let's handle this in segments. Jedi Masturbator 89.
Okay, Jedi.
Okay, first parter. If we play all the instruments, which we talked about last time, we play most of all the instruments.
Yeah.
We have musical friends that are kind enough to usually play for free on our recordings.
Like Mr. Tommy G.
Tommy G or Mr. Donnie Utah.
Or whoever else we can find.
So yes, there's Donnie Utah, Bill Vales.
Can't forget Bill.
But there is, yes, I know, I hear what you mean. There are a lot of tracks. I hear B3 organs, mandolins, slide guitars, lots of guitars, acoustic guitars, all kinds of instruments. And yes, that is done by
us.
Strap for Cash.
The Strap for Cash.
Larry and Jay. That's who does it.
Larry and Jay.
However,
the two-man orchestra.
We are also the same one who records all of that music. I mean, physically records. I think what you're referring to here is like record engineering. Like, so, who's pushing play on the record button? That would also be Jay and Lair.
Jay and Lair.
Right.
Yeah.
So just like a Coen Brothers movie, we are the ones who play the music. We are the ones who record the music. And then when all that is finally done, we are the ones who also edit and mix all said music.
And we master as well.
Which leads you to your last question, which is why it takes us so long, Jedi Masturbator, because we are not only playing all the music and recording all the music and editing and mixing and mastering all that music and playing it live, by the way, in case you weren't at the Colonial Theater.
And doing these podcasts.
Then there's the podcast, right? That just takes a little while. I mean, that's just,
It takes time to do anything well.
True, if you're going to do
Masturbator
89.
So
it's going to take a while.
It will take time for us to release songs, but we feel it's time well spent.
Right. And we're actually stopping these single releases. We've got one, maybe two more, and then we're not going to release anything until the actual album is done. And then, as always, we'll kind of keep you guys, informed as the progress at hand, and let you know when the album is going to be released well in advance. But it's already in the works. But again, we are the same ones recording all of it and mixing all of it and blah, 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 blah. So it's going to take a while, but we are hard at work on it. And we thank you for the inquiry, Jedi Masturbator 89. That's been the podcast number 6, and we thank you so much for listening. We'd like to leave you with just, if this is a musical podcast, we'd like to leave you with our in-studio performance of a song that we are currently recording for said Same Familiar Strangers LP coming out hopefully sooner than later. But that'll be on the album, and this is really what you get when you come and see us live. This is what you get when you come and see us live, as opposed to we were to.
Jay was saying this is what you will hear the two of us live, as opposed to the studio, the arrangements that we are doing as well. But the live arrangements are a lot of fun because it's always a party where Strapped for Cash plays, and we would really appreciate it if you come out to the shows and subscribe, donate. And the song is called
Long Gone Loco?
No, Gone Crazy.
We should call it Long Gone Loco. I like that.
I like
but
that
yeah,
song.
no, Gone Crazy.
But we're calling it, right now, we're calling it Gone Crazy. Hope you enjoy. See you next time.